Welcome to another episode of the Winners Work Podcast, man. Looking forward to this one. The series is tied up 2-2, and we got the full cast of characters back. So we're gonna have a full podcast this time.
Welcome back, John.
Game three or to react to. John, since you missed last time, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts? How you feeling as a Celtics fan rocking the Paul Pierce jersey? How you feeling about this series right now?
I feel good. I didn't get lost game four. I felt when we had went up four and we had called timeout. After Jalen Brown had made the contested layup, I said in the group chat, and Warriors called timeout. Celtics had momentum. I said after that play that we would lose game four. So I wasn't really tripping about losing game four. I think what was important was that we won game three at home. You said start with game three. My bad. I was just really about game four. All right, game three.
Talk about both. Doesn't matter.
We just took care of business game three. I don't really have much to say. I know Grant had a good contribution off the bench. Shout out Grant. JT played good. Jalen carried us in the first half. JT kind of closed the game out. But, I mean, we're supposed to take care of home court, so game three was just game three. Game one was really the biggest game of the series for me because we stole that from Golden State. They went up 10 points. They were up double digits at the end of the third quarter, and the Celtics had to make a crazy run, led by Jalen Brown, Horford, and Derek White in the fourth to come back and win that game. So it was really game one that changed the tides for me. Game three was just a game that we had to get. It was a home game, casual game. I wasn't tripping about losing game four because the Celtics team were elite on the road. And we've fought through adversity this whole postseason. So even if we lose game five, but we'll talk about that later, I'm not really tripping. But game three, we just took care of business.
Interesting. Mason, how about you? How you feeling?
I'm kind of in the same boat as John. For me, it hurt to lose game four, seeing that lead and then lose the game. But at the same time, I watched the greatest point guard of all time have a legacy game. So I can only be so upset with that. I mean, Steph was out of his mind. So I'm happy, like John said, I'm happy we stole one on the road after going down big. And we're going to come back game five ready.
The greatest point guard of all time. That's interesting right there. Carter, man. How about you?
Didn't you already say
I cannot
this?
call the team that I picked we. I cannot do that. But Golden State, John can call his team we. Buckets is called Golden State we. I'm not calling Golden State we.
Man, I'm calling Boston we, bro. When we win this series, it's we when we win, and it's we when we lose game four. So it's we till the end.
We is Cleveland only for me. Anyways, Steph's been for how people
Mason,
talk about
you can't
Steph.
come back to Cleveland.
I'm still a Cleveland fan. Fuck Boston, the hell. But I mean, for now, I gotta go with my prediction.
Thanks, man. All right, anyway, Carter, what you got?
For how some people perceive Stephen Curry as a playoff performer, and with the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, on him for this series as the main assignment, he's been incredible. And he had his best game in game four. He's only really getting better. So Steph's been great. Games 3, 4, 1, 2, all of them. Draymond, obviously, we're going to talk about a lot probably. He has not been as good as he should be. And on top of that, there really hasn't been a player outside of Steph for Golden State that's been consistent on the offensive end. He had Clay one game. He played okay. And then the other three, not too hot. It's a little closer for the series as a whole. It's a little closer than I expected, but I still got Golden State. I'm still favoring Golden State through 4 games.
Yeah, well, I promise I didn't turn my camera off to duck the Draymond Green smoke. We'll definitely address that coming up because honestly, Draymond Green is the only reason that it's not Warriors in 5 right now. If we just keeping it a full stack, this man Draymond Green is some hot garbage this series. Offensively, he's an absolute liability. Defensively, he hasn't really been on much. He has been the Boston Celtics' best player throughout this entirety of the series. Jason Tatum is bricking. We'll talk about him later. Jalen Brown's been hooping, but outside of that, if you're the Golden State Warriors, you got to feel a little nervous about the position that you're in. I'm not going to lie because right now, only half of what I said in terms of my series take on Steph and the Warriors has come true because Steph is dominating, like I said he would, but nobody else has come along for the ride. Like Klay Thompson has been iffy at best. Jordan Poole's been ineffective. Like you go down the line and you're just not getting the type of production. And yes, to your guys' point, Andrew Wiggins has been the second best guy for Golden State. But to me, I'm worried about that. If I'm going for Golden State, that's a concern. Because if Wiggins is your second best guy, that's telling you that Klay Thompson's significantly fallen off. Draymond Green is playing like trash. Like Wiggins, shout out to Wiggins. Again, I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but if that's the number 2 option, you're seeing why you're starting to have the Steph has no help type of narratives. So, and it's been pretty accurate that he's just solo squatting and carrying this group. So, if I'm Golden State, I want to see the others play better. I'm fine with what Steph's doing. Not so much worried about Boston outside of some hot shooting in the fourth quarter of game 1. I think they've had a good defensive game. So, I think Golden State's gonna take it. But you laughing, John? What's funny, bro?
Because so what happened game 3?
Game 3, I just think that was the
So
one.
we only won one game. We only won one game.
That was game 3.
What's
Y'all
the
got it.
series?
Game 3, y'all got it.
Why? All right. The thing that I hate this is why do niggas? Even Draymond said that he was like, yeah, we dominated. We basically dominated game 1. No,
We
niggas
did.
didn't, bro. The Celtics were up at halftime. We just had a bad quarter, and we took that shit right back in the fourth. Nigga, we just took the lead back. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, y'all took the lead back, but y'all are down.
So how did they?
Headed into the fourth? You just said they stole one.
So
They stole one.
yeah, but how did they dominate the game if they only played good in one quarter?
I mean, they were like basically going away with the lead. That's what I'm saying. They basically, I think the first quarter, if it wasn't tied, it was like 1-point game. Y'all went up 2 at half, and then Golden State blew it open in the third and played like they have been in the third consistently. The fourth quarter that Boston had, that's the one time all series we've seen Boston shoot the way that they shot in game 1, fourth quarter. Golden State in every third quarter has been
Okay.
off of y'all.
That's a nice third quarter.
Third.
That's a cute third quarter point. Isn't Boston leading in the fourth quarters?
Yeah, what happened to a fourth quarter of game 4, man? Y'all choking, bro.
What happened?
Crazy,
How you
man.
gonna say they choking when you just saw what happened in game 1?
Oh, Golden State. Yeah,
Exactly.
I said Golden State.
Game 4.
Golden State choked that game.
I'm not even considering game 4 a choke by the Celtics. We didn't ever have a considerable lead in the game. I don't consider that a choke. Curry had to go supernova. Clay made some big shots.
What did y'all do in the clutch, though? What did y'all do in the clutch, bro?
The clutch was hard to watch as a slightly less
I mean,
biased reader.
yeah,
The clutch
I mean-
was hard to watch.
You just jacked up a bunch of threes, bro, and missed like all of them.
The defensive end was maybe even worse because honestly, Draymond in that fourth quarter, at the last 5 minutes he played, whatever Kerr put him back in for, that was the best he looked all series, man. I watched him make some great passes, get some offensive rebounds, and let me tell you, I literally had chills watching the game. I was like, oh my God, Draymond Green might be back. This could be bad.
Yeah, and you had his mom calling him out on Twitter, man. He's gonna
You
come
gotta be
back.
bad. You gotta be playing bad to get called out by your mom on Twitter with no.
Bro, Draymond shit is just ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. He did come. Kerr was, and bro, I see Warriors fans, and there's like Warriors fans have to be the dumbest fan base. Warriors and Raptors fans. I see Warriors fans constantly over the years slander Steve Kerr. He is easily one of the best coaches in the league. Like, I don't know why niggas act like Steve Kerr hasn't adjusted in the biggest series of his life in the finals. So he's
but I'm not
done
gonna
it in
lie.
2015 to Iggy. He's doing
You go, yeah.
what? How you gonna take
No,
that away from me? What you got to say?
No, I was just saying, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like in that game 4, putting Otto Porter into the starting lineup was a very, very questionable decision. Especially
He changed it. He didn't stick with it.
That's true. That's true, but I'm just saying, like
Mike, we know Mike Budenholzer too. We know some coaches that would have stuck to the same game plan. Same game plan the whole game, no adjustments. Fuck it, we ride. We know coaches like that. So I commend coaches like that. Steve Kerr, elite basketball mind. Draymond is so ass, but I'm so mad that Kerr managed him so well. When he put him back in the game, that last possession, we trapped Steph, and this is why the Celtics aren't trapping Steph. We trapped Steph. Steph gives it to Draymond. It's the 4v3. Draymond
And
passes
Draymond
to
makes the
Looney for the
perfect
dagger,
pass.
and Looney just puts it back up. Yeah, so it's
Like
just like
those.
it's just
I
like,
like those.
of course Draymond was gonna make that pass, shit like that. So, but overall, bro, this nigga's playing the series has been horrible. I mean, he's basically been like you said, he's basically been a Celtics player. We're sagging off of him every possession, let him stand at the top of the key, look what's sharp in threes, break them all, miss free throws, miss layups, miss putbacks, turn the ball over, get cooked by Jaylen Brown, get cooked by Tatum, set bad screens, a lot of games, cry to the refs of obvious fouls, yelling at Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew Wiggins is carrying them, like it's just stuff like that. Like I don't know what's going on with him. But I do want to say, all the NBA fans who are saying like his podcast is the reason he's playing like shit, like that just blows me. I just can't believe that even is a narrative. I can't believe people are talking about that.
It does what to you, bro?
That, huh?
No, what is it? What does it do to you?
It blows me. What are you talking about? Y'all
Double
don't,
down.
y'all have DMV niggas speak, bro. Y'all
John, it's
haven't
my
heard?
turn, bro. It's my
blows
turn,
me.
John. Just stop talking for now. Draymond, it's not his podcast is making him play bad, but it doesn't seem like he's there mentally. Like the high IQ guy that I've ragged on and loved, despite being a Cavs fan who can't stand watching the Warriors win. Like it just doesn't feel the same. Even it's not even like he's playing bad. It's like he's not thinking the same. So yeah, like John said, it blows me that he's playing that bad. I can't believe it.
On
And it
either
blows
end
me
of
that
the
people are blaming it on the podcast.
Yeah, that's facts, man. You just get in the lab and work on your game, man. Don't. It's not the podcast. Fault. It's not the podcast fault, man. Just put the ball in the basket, look to score, like that type of stuff. He can do that without taking an hour out of his life to go record a podcast. It's like it's not that big of a deal,
bro.
Yeah.
And hold on. The funniest thing about it is, y'all think if Draymond dropped a 30-point triple double, he wouldn't go crazy on the podcast? Just like nigga, like of course it's not making him play bad. If he went crazy on the court, he would still be on the talking shit, doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that podcast episode with him next to the Larry O'Brien, that's gonna be generational, man. The views on that one, that's gonna be crazy, man. But if we do want to
happen in the multiverse.
Oh, the multiverse. Oh, okay, okay. We gonna see.
Imagine a post Game 7 podcast after they lose. That'd get probably more
Draymond's
views.
next guest star, Dr.
If he
Strange,
does
so
that,
we can.
Yo, if he does the Game 7, y'all think he would do it like 30 minutes after the game, like he does these?
Yeah,
a Game 7 loss.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, you can't.
Imagine
like for me,
he's like 1 of 8, turns the ball over 5 times.
Yeah,
and goes on a pod to talk about it.
Yeah, it's some really interesting stuff because we haven't seen something like this before. I mean, I guess Iguodala has a podcast, but that dude doesn't play, so I mean, it doesn't really matter.
And it's not the same either. Draymond brings a different energy to his podcast.
Yeah, and he's doing his solo and all that stuff. But yeah, if we want to transition, we'll talk about Steph, man, because he is dominating the Boston Celtics, the best defense in the league. He's making them his food. Marcus Smart, the defensive player of the year, he is making him his food. So we're going to talk about that. Do you guys think that this has been the greatest playoff or finals performance of Stephen Curry's career? I stuck to finals personally, but you guys can take this however you want. I'll start with Carter.
So I went back and checked his performances in the 2015 finals, and the only one that was kind of close to his game last night, he had 37 points in Game 5 to take a 3-2 lead. But I wouldn't say that one was better than what we saw last night with his 40-piece. And if you look at 2017 and 2018, they won 8 of 9 finals games those years. So I don't think any of those games were nearly as meaningful as potentially going down 3-1 this year. So, yeah, I'd say his game last night was the best we've seen from him in the finals.
Mason, how about you?
I certainly didn't look through all of his playoff games ever, but if I'm like you sticking to finals, I think it's the best, most meaningful win that he was the best player by a lot in, I would say. He's like what Carter was saying, basically, that this win was a little more important to not go down 3-1 than it was to go up 3-2 or any of the 2017, 2018 finals. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna say it was his best game, dude. Watching him was just insane. I don't know how you watch that and don't see one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, facts. John, what about you, man?
The real question should be like, how many games did Curry have better than last night in general, playoff, regular season? I don't really mean, especially when you consider the moment can go down 3-1, the league's best defense. You have it just needed all of Curry's 40 piece. There wasn't a second of it or a point. Steph had it. So when you take all this into consideration, I think it was probably, if it's not the best. Do y'all think that was? I want to ask y'all. Y'all think Steph has a better performance than last night? I don't think so.
Like ever, like in terms of regular season too?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he dropped like 60. I think it was last year against.
That's
Florida.
regular season though.
You just said of all games.
But like,
I don't think any regular season game.
Oh,
can
you mean
be-
all?
yeah,
playoff
that's what I'm
games?
saying. No, but all right.
It's hard
So
to say
are you
something
saying
like that though, because how does a regular season game
that's my point?
top a
Yeah, for
playoff
factoring
game?
in how
A
meaningful it
playoff
was, no
game.
regular season game can be.
So
Yeah,
even
no, but what I'm
yes,
saying
he
is, you
dropped
talking
60.
about like performance? You talking performance based, or are you just talking like the moment, like how big the moment was?
Even performance based, because I said Curry's 40 piece, there was no stat pad. In Curry's 62 piece, he stat padded. Like, it's nothing wrong with it, but like, nigga, they were up like 12 points. He was still shooting threes at the end of the game. Like,
I get.
so that already differentiates it. And regular season is completely different for players. Like Trailblazers, we know the defense has been fucking horrible for almost half a
Yeah.
decade. So, obviously that was an elite Curry performance, but like I would still say that this is probably his best. Like I wouldn't say Kyrie's 60 piece versus the Orlando Magic's 41 piece versus Curry in the finals.
Yeah. Wait, you say Kyrie? You say Kyrie in there, or was I? Yeah.
Kyrie dropped 60 on the Magic this year. I said I wouldn't say that performance is better than one of the 2016.
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. Okay, yeah. For me, like I did a little bit, mainly looking at the finals, and like Carter said, Carter brought up the game where he had 37, Game 5, 2015 finals. He did drop like 17 in the fourth quarter in that game, which is pretty damn impressive. But overall, I still think this one was probably a little better. And then the only other game that comes anywhere close, he dropped like 47. That's his career finals high, but that was in a loss, 2019 against the Raptors. And that was a similar situation where he had like no help and he was trying to solo squad. But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd definitely say last night's game, given the stakes, given the fact that he's going to cap it off with a championship, the fact that he won the game, that's just, it's an inspirational performance, man. It definitely is.
What blows my mind is there's still going to be those Steph haters out there that are like, well, Steph's had a super team all his life after this series. And I don't know how you watch this series. And it's like, let's be real here. Who else on the team is really being that great? Like, it's just a Steph masterclass night after night.
Nobody's playing at an all-star level or close to one.
Yeah, exactly. But they're going to look at it like, because you go on Basketball Reference and it'll be like Andrew Wiggins, all-star. Clay
All-star
Thompson,
starter.
all-star before. Draymond Green, all-star.
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
2 times.
I saw something else too where they said all the coaches on the Warriors coaching staff all are now head coaches. So they got like a head coach super team too. It's like, all right, bro. Like y'all got it.
How far are we gonna run this into the wall?
Exactly. But I
actually looked at Basketball Reference.
Yeah, go ahead. You lagging a little
I actually looked at Basketball Reference. You'd see Curry's teammates are bad.
Yeah. We're gonna transition to talking about some Tatum slander, or maybe not, depending on how you guys rank how he's played.
Get off his dick.
I'm just saying. Hey, we'll start with John, man. I want to know, man. Give Jason Tatum a letter grade for his performance so far in this series.
C minus. He obviously the worst thing is the turnovers. What did he have? Like 6 turnovers again last night. The turnovers and I think it said that he has like an NBA Finals record for lowest 2-point percentage throughout these games. I don't really know what's going on. Draymond, it's not like he's facing Brooke Lopez, Giannis, Bobby Porter's big ass bodies at the rim. It's Kevin Looney, Draymond, and fucking Otto Porter and Wiggins. Like, these are the Warriors rim protectors. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm not really tripping. He's gonna bounce back to close the series out, easily outplay Steph. It's gonna look like LeBron in 2016. Obviously, not to the extent. What? I'm not. Obviously, not to the extent. Obviously, not to the extent that LeBron did. What did he drop, like 41, 41, and then like 31, something like that. But I do think he's gonna outplay Steph the rest of the series. I do think that there's no way that we're gonna continue to play Steph the same way we're playing him. I think we're gonna have to force the ball out of his hands and literally try and live with everyone else killing us. It might work, and the Warriors have shown that they can win that way when you blitz Steph and you make the others beat you when it's a 4-on-3. But I literally think that's how it's gonna have to go, because we've already shown that, or Steph has already shown that he can win 2 games, and probably he could have won game 1 as well by himself. So we can't keep allowing that to happen. I do think Tatum will outplay him the rest of the series. I do think Tatum will have a monster game 5, win or lose, and I do think Tatum will have a monster game 6. And he's going to solidify himself as an NBA great these next couple of games.
That's a lot of faith, man. A lot of faith. Mason, how about you?
He's done it before. He's been here.
It's kind of hard for me to rank him too low because we've seen plenty of all-stars struggle in their first finals like this, especially as the best player on their team. But I can't see myself giving him any higher than a C-. I would maybe go D+. His playmaking was awesome in game 1. And it wasn't as great in game 2, but he scored better. And then game 3, he did a little bit of both, and they won, obviously. But then game 4, man, the bad passes were just killing me. The misses at the rim, and it was just like, Tatum, I know this isn't you. So I think to a Tatum standard, that's fair. I like C-. I like D+. It's been nothing to bring home about, but I don't think it's been like nuclearly bad, you know?
Carter, how about you?
I'd say C+ range, like Mason said. Playmaking game 1 and kind of in general for the series as a whole has been up a bit. Well, this efficiency has not been anywhere near what you want it to be. He's been great from 3 still, but like John said, from 2, he's just not making shots. For a Tatum standard, definitely below par. But if I'm Jason Tatum and I'm shooting under 35% through 4 games and the series is tied 2-2, I'm thrilled to be in that position still.
Thrilled to be pandemic P of the NBA Finals, man. I respect it. I actually felt I was in a generous mood. You know, I was looking at these stats. I was seeing 34% from the field for the whole series. I was seeing 26.5% from the field in the second half. I was seeing 25% from the field in the fourth quarter. I was seeing 27% on twos. And I was like, you know what? I just feel so bad. Like, that's so terrible that I'm just going to give him a C, you know? And but all jokes aside, the reason I gave him a C is his playmaking was good. He shot well from 3. And he's really just getting so much attention from the defense. Like, they're sending multiple bodies at him. They're making him give it up. And for the most part, he's trying to make the right play. He's creating advantages for his team. So you got to like that if you're a Celtics fan. But the inefficiency definitely has to be better. He has to be more efficient. And a lot of times he's been so comfortable with, like, making difficult shots. He kind of like the whole Kobe thing. Like, he truly thinks that he is Kobe Bryant. Like, he thinks he can make these level of difficult shots that Kobe was able to make. And sometimes he can, but more often than not, it's going to lead to inefficiency. So he's got to clean that up a little bit, but I'm not going to kill him too much. I think a C is pretty fair. But yeah, let's see what else we want to talk about. Okay, couple more points we want to hit on before we're done. So the top 3 guys, obviously, in this series, no matter what the order is. So out of the top 3 players, Steph, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, we already know those guys are probably going to do what they do. So who besides those guys do you see having the biggest impact? We'll start with Mason this time.
The easiest answer, Draymond Green and Clay, and then Marcus Smart. But for me, basically any of the non-star starters, like I'm not saying all-star, but any of your non that you just consider, oh, these are the best players in the Warriors or the best players in the Celtics. If anybody randomly steps up and has a crazy game, like that's going to change the series so much. Like imagine if Otto Porter drops 25 tomorrow, or imagine if, I don't know, anybody off the Celtics bench, Derek White drops 25. Like for me, I think it's going to be whoever's role players step up better, because even with Tatum's struggles, we still know Tatum and Brown are going to be great, and we still know what Steph is going to do. So I'll say any random role player you want to say, just whoever steps up. But if I had to be a prediction, I honestly, I hate to say it because I want the Celtics to win, but I see Draymond having a good rest of the series.
Interesting. Carter, how about you?
Yeah, I also went with Draymond as a prediction because it's really easy for him to pick up his performances from games 1 through 4. But I think Clay would have the biggest potential to put this series away if he can like really start hitting his shots like even more than he did in game 3. Then I think this series could end quicker than it would otherwise. He goes for a couple like 30 pieces or something like that. I think he's got the biggest potential to change the series, but I think Draymond is the safe one player pick to turn things around for Golden State.
John, what about you?
I got Rob Williams. I think he's easily impacted the game. The most defensively out of everybody this series. I don't know how his minutes are being managed. I feel like sometimes we got to play him more than Horford, but I know he's kind of dealing with the injury. But when he's on the court, I don't think the Warriors have what they want to run. It's harder for Steph to score. Steph really dominates in the when we just run Horford as a lone bit there. He really gets them in the pick and roll, gets them on the switch. Or like was Rob in on the Looney dumb down? I can't remember to close the game out.
I can't remember either. He might have been. I can't remember.
But anyways, Rob is better for the Warriors than Horford in my opinion. So I really think we need Rob to step up. Obviously, Clay. All you guys are talking about Clay and them. I think Clay and I was ripping Clay before the series. I actually think he's played good. I mean, game 3 he was good. He needed help. Curry and Clay were good game 3. They needed help from the other Warriors. Game 4, Clay big shots, and he ended up with like 18 points. Like he made a decent amount of shots in the second half to keep them in the game, even in the third quarter when the Celtics made a couple runs. So I think Clay's been playing well already. I think Wiggs has been playing well already. I don't think we're gonna get a supernova explosion from these guys, to be honest. I think Clay's 25-point outing was his outing. I don't think he's not great looks against. I don't know how he's gonna randomly fall this series.
Yeah, for me, I actually said Klay Thompson, and I've been the guy here talking about Klay Thompson and all this. I do think Klay Thompson's going to have a very, very good rest of the series. I think he's going to have 1 or 2 more games where he gets over that 20-point threshold, and I really think he's going to have some big-time shooting performances, especially maybe Game 6, Klay. Now that there's a Game 6, maybe we see that again. But, yeah, I'm going to say Klay, but it's very interesting. All right, we can just end that.
They gotta win Game 6. They gotta win Game 6 for it to be a Game 6 play.
Yeah, you're right. Next, we're gonna talk about basically the last 3 games of the series, how we think they're gonna go. We'll start with Carter. We'll make our way around. How do you guys think these last 3 games are gonna go? Your original prediction, I believe, is Warriors in 6. You still rocking with that?
I'm gonna rock with Warriors in 7. I think we'll see 3 more great performances from Steph. I think we're due for a Jason Tatum game, and I think it's most likely to come in Game 6. So I think Golden State will take Game 5. Tatum leads the way, big game in Game 6. Boston gets that one, and then Golden State wins it at home in Game 7 is my prediction for the final 3.
Mason, how about you?
I'm going to go Boston Game 5, Warriors Game 6, and a thriller. I'm feeling a high-paced thriller Game 6. And then Game 7, 1 for the books. Boston wins.
1 for the books. All right, John. What about you, man? I know you want to go there. Just go there, man. Say it.
I'm not going to say it. even though you said Warriors in 5, which is a ridiculous take. And I mean, your take was wrong after 3 games, so you had by far the worst take on the
I
pod
mean,
or out of the
you
panel.
picked the
I
Celtics,
just
so
want to
that's
say
gonna be
that.
the worst take. What are we saying?
How would it be the worst take? Me
So
and Mason
Warriors in
both picked
5. If
Boston.
the Warriors win the series, Warriors in 5 is worse than picking the Celtics. That
I mean,
don't
yeah,
make any
because
type of
it's
sense.
either. I mean, the Warriors are winning in 6. I hope you know that. Like, there's 0% chance that the Warriors win this series in 6.
So what you got it going?
6 or 7, Boston. But
Or
my
7?
point, 6 or 7, Boston.
Wow,
My
bro,
point
come
to
on,
you is,
have some courage, man. Pick 6 or 7.
I don't know, because the Celtics team, we're so they're. I don't even like saying bipolar, because I hate this, like, and Tatum even addressed it, bro. People are like, why do the Celtics go on these lums, like, where they can't do anything? And it's like, they're not doing it on purpose, bro. Every team has lums. Every team goes through stretches where they look dumb and they can't do anything. The Warriors have it. The Celtics have it. The Celtics make teams look dumb, and teams make themselves look dumb. We're not going to look unbeatable. So I don't know if we're going to win Game 5, but I do know this team always bounces back when its back is against the wall. So even if we lose Game 5, which is a possibility, I can see, and this is why I can see Jordan pull Game 5, and that's going to be his only contribution to this series. But yeah, I don't think that the Warriors win in 6. There's 0% chance that they win in 6. If they do end up taking Game 5, which I will admit is a possibility, I don't think they'll win another game in the series. So Boston is 6 or 7.
Well, all I'm gonna say is, man, you said like 3 or 4 times that there's no chance that the Warriors are gonna win in 6. So you're kind of speaking it at this point. You're kind of speaking it into existence.
If the Warriors
man. I don't know what you're doing here, man. If I was the
existence,
Celtics fan, I wouldn't be saying all that, you know. But hey, I actually tend to agree with you. Actually, I do think saying Warriors in 5. I did have them winning at home. I still think they win at home. I don't think that they are going to win a Game 6 in Boston. I think Boston knows that they gotta have a little bit of pride, man. Tatum's gonna finally have a good game once in a while here. So
we've taken 2 games. You talking about pride? It's only
I know he is.
4-1.
I'm just saying, you want to have some pride defending your home court, right? You know.
We already
the Warriors
we took
did in Game 1.
We took Game 3. It's all good. We took Game 3. We took Game 3.
Oh, so you're content. You're content. Okay, that's good to know.
But you're talking about like the Celtics have something to be ashamed of. Like,
no, I'm not saying all that.
It's 2-2.
Buckets joining in
all
on
that.
Warriors propaganda
that's
to make
what I'm
them
saying.
underdogs
Exactly.
in the series. Come on now.
All on this Curry.
I mean, if I'm Tatum, I'm a little ashamed, not gonna lie. But I mean, other than that,
Tatum is the only person. Tatum, bro, and Tatum's my guy. Tatum, you're hurting your own legacy with this performance, because Jalen is definitely the Finals MVP as of now. I know we haven't talked about that. Jalen is definitely the Finals MVP as of now to me. Or
you mean Curry, right?
Yeah, for the Celtics.
Right.
I mean, Curry can't get it if they lose.
Yeah, they won't.
If they lose.
They'll be good.
Jalen Brown's the Finals LeBron Award winner so far.
Yeah, Jalen definitely has been better than Tatum. So Tatum has definitely something to be ashamed of. He's hurting his own legacy. This is supposed to be his moment. This is supposed to be where he establishes himself as an all-time great. Still has a couple more games in the series to do so, and he will. So, but as of now, yeah, he definitely needs to be ashamed.
All jokes aside, though, man, the Celtics have really put up a good fight, and it's not a lock, seal, and stamp that the Golden State Warriors are going to win this series because of Draymond Green, because of the likes of Jordan Poole. They're not showing up, and it's basically Curry solo squatting. But yeah, I still think I got Golden State in 7. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Any final words or comments before we wrap this up?
I don't really have anything, but
I got a bonus topic idea if we want to throw it in. I talked to Mason about. You see the thing with Dell and Sonya.
Oh God! We going here. Oh man!
I was nah. I was surprised that shit.
You didn't think it was real?
Nah.
I still don't know. I still don't know.
I mean, that's crazy shit, bro.
I still don't know if it's real.
That looks like
I still don't know.
All I'm saying, bro, is you can find a lot of people that look alike, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like,
Bro, but what are the odds of
that's-
that happening? Though?
I think the odds are better that they actually were married and they just look like each other.
Yeah, probably.
No,
What's that
I'm
one
saying,
Kanye
what if-
song? Family Business. That's what it feels like right now.
it says celebrity wife swap, man. Crazy,
bro. No, it's and how long have Dell and Sonya been together? Like 30 years, bro. So you're
Had to
telling
been
me
a
they
minute.
randomly?
Yeah.
So you're telling me they randomly divorced and their new spouses were married before? Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, they was
believe it.
definitely cheating.
I need to see some overwhelming proof of this.
Well, all I know, again, we're getting into the land of hypotheticals. We don't really know anything. Okay, I'm not gonna sit up in here and act like I.
That's why I said I need overwhelming proof. It looks too weird, bro. I don't even know. It's
what
not
the
comprehensible.
There's a lot we don't know, I bet.
What the streets are saying, though, the streets. Again, this is not me. This is the streets. Okay, the streets are saying.
The streets aren't talking
that,
to you, nigga.
No, I'm just hearing. I'm hearing what the streets are saying, bro. They're not saying it.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
But they're saying that Sonya was cheating on Dell, and Dell trying to get some payback. That's what the streets told.
So that
How credible
so
are
that's
the
how
streets?
it would make sense.
How credible are your streets?
Nah, but that
I don't know, bro. They may have some. My streets are Twitter. So.
That adds
it makes more
credibility
sense than it being a complete ass coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, that adds way more credibility to it because it's like, but that's crazy petty though. Like
that's weird, bro.
Like I get it, but to that extent, like to the extent that they're taking it is crazy.
It's like, bro, is that even payback, bro? Like, I mean, respectfully, of course. Like, is that
and the
even?
Thing
payback?
is, like, imagine being Steph or Seth right now. Like, what is if that if that situation is true, what is going through your mind as a kid of these parents?
You see that dap up after the game when Sonya and Steph went to mid court, and then the dude was there. Steph gave him like an awkward dap at the. It was
I didn't see that. That's funny though. But wait, no, that's not funny. That's messy. That Sonya and Dell was at the game at like different spots. Oh man, with two different people. That's messy.
Man.
That were formerly
married. The thing is, the camera's doing them dirty. They go and check it and make sure to point it out. That's just wrong.
Niggas always love the drama, man.
Love it. Just like the drama when Jaylen Brown walks home with his Finals MVP.
They plotting against Steph, bro. They're just putting all these
drama
in his way, man.
Okay.
Crazy, man. He got the injury. He got to deal with that, man. Come on, no team showing up. Crazy, man.
The one thing I will give you, Caleb, is you've always been a Curry sexual, so I'll let you bask in this moment. You've always appreciated Curry's greatness. Curry and LeBron, you've always been on their side. So
I've always told the truth.
You can bask in this moment.
Yeah, no cap.
No, you haven't always told the truth. You haven't always told the truth, but
I've always told the truth and show his Warriors in 5 prediction.
and my Draymond take.
No. I think Al Horford is better than Al Horford has never seen nothing like Draymond Green. That was the worst take. I don't know if that take is gonna be topped on this show. I don't know.
Hey man,
that may have been the worst take possible because
that was episode 1.
The same game. What did Horford do? 26 on him.
Okay, but is Al Horford gonna be doing a championship podcast with the trophy?
Horford doesn't do a podcast. He doesn't do a podcast, but he will be on the
championship.
Spends his time doing better things like working out.
He will be.
Draymond hasn't hit the gym in weeks.
I appreciate that final topic. Hopefully, I didn't get in trouble there. The streets, okay, not me. Man.
Everything's from the streets.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger.
I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We out. Peace.
Don't come back. Don't talk to the streets no more.
Yeah. Winners work, baby. Winners work, baby. Outstanding, man.